Welcome, Chris from eBoost here. Today, I want to talk about a pattern I keep seeing in a private equity portfolio companies or a portfolio of a holding company. The marketing tech stack looks great on paper. There's an open source MMM tool installed. There's a BI dashboard. There's a slide that says data driven. But nobody in the team can actually run the model, update it, or use the output to make a budget decision. I'm going to cover three things. First, why open source tools like Meta's Robyn or Google's Meridian need dedicated engineers, not just to download. Second, how to assess analytical maturity during due diligence before the deal closes. And third, how to match the right solution to the team you actually inherit. Let's get into it. So here's what happens. Someone on the marketing team, usually the most technical person in a small analytics group, runs Robyn Meridian during a pilot project. The initial results looks promising. Leadership sees the output and decides the company has MMM capabilities. The narrative makes it into the diligence materials. But here's the reality. Running tools like this requires a fluency in R and an understanding of Bayesian optimization. Google's Meridian needs Python, PyMC, knowledge of various sampling method. These are not skills your average marketing analyst has. And it is not just about fitting the model once. You need to refit it regularly as new campaign data comes in. You need a clean data pipeline, feeding spend, impressions, external factors, revenue into the model automatically. You need someone who can diagnose convergence issues and explain what the coefficient means to CMO on making a budget call. When those resources do not exist, the model sits idle. I have seen this at companies after company. The tool is installed, nobody touches this, and the team is still making budget decisions on gut feel, just with a fancier dashboard in front of them. The takeaway here is that free to download is not a free to operate. Open source MMM is code base that you maintain, not a product you configure once. So how do you catch this before you close? You ask better questions during diligence. Okay, so here are three things I always look for. First, team composition. Is there a dedicated data scientist, or is analytics owned by a marketing manager who runs Google Analytics reports? Both are fine, but they represent completely different maturity level. Second, model cadence. When was a model last refitted? If the answer is 9 months ago for a broad presentation, that is not a capability. That is a one-time project that created a static deliverable. Third, data infrastructure. Where does the data come from? If someone is pulling numbers from ad platform dashboards and pasting them into a spreadsheet, the model inputs are fragile. Any MMM output is only as reliable as the pipeline behind it. EY's PE Pulse survey found that 40% of PE firms discover unexpected capability gaps during or after diligence. Analytics maturity is one of the most frequently missed because it looks fine on the surface. The dashboard exists, the tool is installed, but the operational depth is not there. Add three questions to your checklist. Who maintains the model? When was it last refitted? Can they walk you through the pipeline from data source to output? Once you understand the maturity level, the path forward becomes clear. And the biggest mistake I see is forcing a build approach on a team that needs a buy solution. If the target has dedicated data scientists and engineers who have built production pipelines before, open source is the right call. The transparency and customization are genuine advantages for a team that can handle it. If the target has strong market strategists but no data engineering bench, go with a commercial SaaS platform. Providers like Measure, Salesforce handle the infrastructure, model maintenance, and data integration. The marketing team focuses on interpreting results, not building models. Time to value goes from months to weeks. The worst outcome is a middle ground. Company that choose open source because it sounded more sophisticated, but doesn't have the team to sustain it. Post-close, you're now paying for data science, a data engineering hire, months of ramp time. Those costs almost always exceed the annual license fee for a commercial platform that could have been running from day one. Bain's research shows that 58% of value creation in PE software deals now comes from operational execution. Analytics capabilities sit right at the center of that. Getting this decision right is not a tech preference. It is a value creation decision. Let's recap. Okay. 1. Open source MMM tools need dedicated data science and engineering talent to operate. A download is not a capability. 2. During diligence, assess analytical maturity by asking who runs a model and when it was last updated, and what the data pipeline looks like. 3. Match a solution to the team. Build it if you have the talent. But if you do not, worst outcome is choosing build without the people to sustain it. So hey, if you find this helpful, hit subscribe. See you next time. Thank you.